Greetings and salutations. I'm fixing to put this engine back in. But first, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank a subscriber and fellow YouTuber, Glenn Lever, for sending me this load equalizer. He sent me back when I was struggling like a goof putting a big block in that dually. And I've always admired these and always thought that's pretty cool, but never took the initiative to purchase one. And he had an extra one and he sent it my way, and it's been a godsend. This thing is awesome. So thank you, Glenn. You're a gentleman and a scholar. I'm hoping you're having a good time working on a new property there, playing with your tractors. I'm a little bit jealous. So Glenn also has a YouTube channel of his own. I'll put a link in the description. You can go check out his channel. He's an old school hot rodder. If you like my stuff, you probably like his stuff. So go over and check out Glenn's channel. Tell him I said hi. Okay, back to work.
So hey, this is Rick from tomorrow, reminding you that down in the description in this video is a list of the parts that I use to do this engine overhaul, along with some of the gear that I use to make these videos. And if you could so kindly, if you're going to shop on Amazon anyway, go down and check out some of those links if you're so inclined. Maybe some of that stuff is of interest of you. If it's not, that's okay too. I would appreciate it if you could go through one of those links to get to whatever you're going for on the Amazons. That way the channel can get a little bit of a kickback. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Channel just gets a little bit of a commission off that stuff. And that's one way that you could financially support this channel. I'd appreciate it if you could do that. Thank you in advance. And if you can't afford to do that, then we're probably related. Also, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, underneath this window is a big red button that says subscribe. Go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it so you can be notified of future uploads. Go ahead and click the like button. That helps the channel gain some more exposure. If you like the video, share it with your vast social media network. If you don't like the video, go ahead and hammer with the dislike button, I guess. If you dislike it that bad, why don't you go ahead and click it twice. Either way is okay with me. You know, I've had a couple of days to think about it, and I don't think that that's the original engine to this Jeep. First of all, I was amazed by the lack of metallurgical wear in the cylinder bore and how everything just kind of mic'd almost to spec. There was no ridge at the top of the cylinder where the piston ring completes its travel. There was no ridge there. I didn't need to get my ridge reamer out and knock that ridge off to get the piston out, and everything mic'd within spec. Other than the bearings being completely worn out, that was, you know, it was amazing to me that this engine would have 300,000 miles on it and that little metal wear in the internals. But then the other day when I was power washing the timing cover, and I said this, I don't think that's supposed to be there. Right there's where that hole was at, that I got all gooped up. Now, if you remember, over here on this Jeep, when I had pointed that out, and I said this, the clutch fan is messed up. That's pushed up against the engine. So what happened with this engine is that this pulley was pushed into the cover, probably from a front end collision. You know, you want to look for the Jeeps that are smashed in the front because they're running when they got in a wreck. The ones that are pristine and there's no body damage, you don't know. You don't know if you don't know why they're there. But the ones that are crushed in the front, you know why they're there, because they're old and they're unibody construction and they've been schmucked in the front and nobody wants to pay to fix them. It costs more to fix it than the damn thing's worth. So that's something to consider if you have a Jeep XJ or a TJ or a WJ or any of the J's, and it has a 4-liter inline 6 engine in it, and you're looking for one at a pick-a-part or pick-a-pull or a U-wrench it or your local wrecking yard, find one that's in a vehicle that's smashed in the front. Not too smashed. You don't want one that's got a cracked block or anything like that, or a cracked head, but you know, the accessories, you know, who cares? You've got them on the engine that you blew up anyway, so you really don't need them. I just thought that was kind of interesting. That's probably not the original engine. Right now I'm at a point where I'm as far as I can go with what I've got on this. I need to take my parts back off this one to put on this one before I can start this, because the transmission cooler lines are disconnected still, and I need to get my trans cooler and my radiator in here. I'm probably just going to put water in this for now, just to make sure it runs before I spend a shit ton of money on antifreeze, and make sure it runs. But so I'm going to start ripping this one apart right now. Here's the moment of truth, guys. Is it gonna go or is it gonna blow? Comment in the comment section. Pause right now. Comment in the comment section. Go or blow?
That's your goofball. Oh.
Ready?
Yeah. Where?
Heard some pop too.
I'm hot. I'm tired. I'm gonna quit for today. I'll come back at it later.
1 hour later.
It was bugging me enough I had to come out here. And now the sun's out and it's friggin' hot. I mean, most of the day the sun's been behind some clouds. And then it cleared up a little bit and now it's like blazing hot. So took the number 1 spark plug out, found top dead center in the compression stroke, took the distributor cap off, and sure enough, it wasn't lined up with number 1. It was 1 tooth off. So got everything put back together, everything lined up. Let's see if it starts now. Think it'll start?
Yeah. Well, I saw that spinning.
Huh?
I saw it spinning right over there.
Yeah, I don't think it's working.
Daddy, this is hot.
Put it down.
What?
It's not making oil pressure. That's the way it goes.
More moments later.
Well, that's a kick in the nuts. Cracked the oil filter open and it's cork dry, so it's not making oil pressure. So tomorrow morning, 5 a.m., if it's not raining, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to drain the oil, put it back in the jug I got it from, and drop the oil pan and find out why it's not, probably pull the distributor again, find out why it's not making oil pressure. Either way, the pan's got to come off. I got to figure out why this thing's not making oil pressure.
The next morning.
Hi, good morning. Look, I ain't gonna lie, I was pretty discouraged yesterday. But today's a new day, and I've already been at it now for, well, it's 10 o'clock now. I've been at it for 4 hours. So what I decided to do, instead of taking the oil pan off and going through the hassle of doing that, I thought I would take the distributor back out and see if I could prime the oil system. And to do that, I needed to make a tool. For those of you that know, this is going to be old hat, so just bear with me as I walk you through this. For those of you who don't know how an oil pump works in an engine like this, let me show you. So basically the distributor has a gear on it. It's a helical gear that meshes with the gear on the camshaft. On the end of that distributor is a shaft that looks kind of like this. And that mates with the oil pump. It sits directly beneath the distributor. Now, I ran this thing for about maybe a minute total yesterday, and the lifters were getting angry, and I took the oil filter and I unscrewed it and no oil came out. And if you know anything about these inline sixes, the filter sits in sideways, so as soon as you crack the seal, it should just gush oil if you're building oil pressure. So this thing was not building oil pressure last night. So I thought about last night and I decided to make this tool. And what this is a couple of 7/16 bolts welded together with a little collar in the middle. This allowed me to take the distributor out of the engine and put this down into the oil pump drive, and then hook this up to my cordless drill and prime the oil system. And since I'm a one-man band here, I had to set up the camera inside the car to capture whether or not it was working or not. And this is what I discovered. It's a glory. I am building oil pressure. I didn't have the exhaust hooked up, so I spent some time this morning hooking up the exhaust. Still got to put antifreeze in it and get that stuff hooked up. Let's fire it up and see how it runs. Oh, that's nice. Not too bad. I've put it through one heat cycle and I'm gonna let it cool down. And I put the drive. It's too dang hot right now. It's like 105 degrees at least, and there's barely a breeze. It's a hot one today, boys. But anyway, I'm going to leave it sit for right now because I need to get cleaned up so we can take the kids to their last bowling league day of the summer, having a big ass pizza party. So thanks for taking the time to watch this series. Appreciate it. If you got any questions or comments, down there in the comment sections where they go. Hammer the like button. Share this with the best social media network. Subscribe, click the bell. You know the routine. Until next time, you have fun, stay safe, shoot straight, keep your powder dry, and have a splendid day. Need to shower.